Okay, so this is just gonna be my analysis of the Premier League table and every team in it, starting with Arsenal. This is the team that they put up against Wolves. We got Ryan Cole, White right back, Saliba, Gabriel Zinchenko as the back four, Partey CDM, Erdgard Rice centre mid, and the front three of Saka, Martinelli, and Havertz with the bench as well. First thing I want to talk about is what happened last season. So, obviously, sticking very close to the title. Obviously, made some improvements with this man over here, number 33, Ricardo Calafiori, probably playing in this sort of area, or this sort of area maybe. He can also play here, although I don't think Arteta will be that brave, but does have that ability. He can also play in these sort of areas that Zinchenko takes up, where he can convert, play like centre back as well. So that's really interesting. But yeah, they're obviously going to be aiming for the title this year. You know, Havertz coming off an okay Euros, Saka, Rice, okay, Saliba, okay. Vaya, I don't think he played. I think everyone had a sort of okay, but yeah, winning. Might have played, but you know, mentality wise, you know, as one from Spain, once to be one of Arsenal, we could definitely see that having an impact on the season. So watch out for that. This is the sort of setup that they're going to be playing, you know, kind of, you know, high up with the CDM here and the front five. So if going forward with Rice, be able to drop maybe like a double if they need to with Erdgard like that. But let's just talk about the additions. Obviously, I think they've only really brought in Calafiori. Definitely see Zinchenko off the pitch. Can see Calafiori being a massive player for them this season. Obviously, for Bologna, very good for Italy, as good, really young. Has experience, you know, in European competition, having played for Roma. You know, if he had stayed at Bologna, would have played in the Champions League as well. Um, really talented player. You know, like I said before, he can play almost up to like this line here, and he can play across left centre back. You know, can play left wing back, left back. Very, you know, balanced when it comes to his ability. Obviously, Arteta, with his style of play, would want Calafiori in these sort of areas, with, say, Martinelli higher up, or let's say narrow or wide, depending on who they're playing. Can also have him in this sort of area as well. If Arsenal want to play that sort of inverted fullback or wing back thing that they do with Zinchenko, they can do that here. And obviously have, you know, just spread out and have like a 4 in midfield here with Gabriel, Saliba and White just sort of spreading out. Obviously he can play that role as well. So let's say Gabriel or Saliba get injured, which luckily didn't happen for Arsenal last season, but it's always an issue for them. Let's just say Gabriel gets injured and we play Calafiori here, Zinchenko, and we play that way here. Calafiori is very comfortable playing in this sort of area, whereas Zinchenko's moved more and playing more as a midfielder, and is able to make these sort of runs, get onto the end, you know, play passes into these sort of areas. Also comfortable playing back to goal, you know, won't be pressured into losing the ball here. Probably look for the partnership between Martinelli, Vice and Zinchenko if he plays with Zinchenko as well. But yeah, That's what he brings, and obviously he's really young, so he's gonna get better and better with time. Don't know if it's gonna be Maldini, as everyone keeps saying, because he has the same hair. But even if he gets close, he'll be a fantastic signing for Arteta and Arsenal. But anyways, let's just put this back. And why does it take so long for? I wish there's a thing you just click it and just took you back to how it was before. So many people use the site and they never do that. Wonder why. So party there, White across, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko. That okay. So the next thing will be the strengths and weaknesses. So let's talk about strengths first. Against Wolves, this man was brilliant in this game. Obviously, made some, got a goal and got an assist, both beautiful. Obviously, for the cross, the assist, brilliant cross into Havertz here. Also did a great job of sort of clouding the box. It was like, it was like this, I think, where it was like Havertz, Gabriel here, with like Rice making a run in the back post. A beautiful ball in from. Sorry, let's just get the keeper. Let's just like beautiful ball in. Havertz gets into the box, bang, 1-0. Beautiful cross from Saka off the corner, I think. You can definitely tell Arsenal are going to be looking for that this season. I also did see that they had like this, I think. There's a jingle here, and I think that Martin is quite higher up. So Arteta does seem to have worked on that. You got Partey, you got Gabriel, you got Havertz in the box. Big players. Obviously, let's say if you have Calafiori, who's I think 6'2", he can also get into the box. Rice making that run, you could pretty much have like 5 players in the box for crosses. You can have Martinelli here. Let's say you got Zinchenko and Erdegaard here. 5. 4. Let's just take Zinchenko out. In the meantime, you can have, obviously, then you have Ben White, who can make the run inside. Erdegaard, who is clinical from this sort of range, can find a pass to any one of these players. You could definitely see this being maybe even a corner tactic, where let's say Erdegaard from here passes out to Saka, and they just line up like this: Partey, Havertz, Gabriel, Calafiori, and Rice making that run in. You just got to put that. Saka. All Saka's got to do is put that into the box, and he's got the quality to find players wherever they are. The left foot or in swinger. You can even find, let's say, Rice at the back post, knock it across, Havertz bang. I can definitely see that being a goal Arsenal score this season. But the way the teams mark them, that back post run, always dangerous. Keeper moves across, pass across, maybe try to adjust, but finish in either corner. Very clinical play, very clean play from Arsenal. And the second goal, coming off of Mario Lemina's foul. So let's just get this back. Zinchenko. But Rice. So I think that's it. So yeah, I think when they had the ball in this area for second, the role of this man I think was beautiful in making this. Everybody I saw on social media talking about the role of Erdegaard, where he sort of made a late run, saying he maybe took the keeper's eye off it. But I think Havertz's role was brilliant, because with Wolves' back four, obviously Saka was probably looking to go near post, and the role from Havertz If you don't, if you go watch the highlights of the game, what Havertz done brilliantly is he made this run here behind, and the Gomez, the centre back, just came with him and just opened up that space where, as soon as Saka got past Ryan at Nuri into this area, look at the space he's opened up to just hit that directly into the corner. The move is brilliant. Erdegaard obviously made that late run in here to try and take the keeper's eyes off of it, but this goal doesn't go in with Havertz's movement. No chance. Havertz stays here, centre back stays here. As soon as, let's say, Erdegaard still makes that run, he gets closer and marks that gap. Even if Saka does hit across, Jose Sa probably knows with that blocking across, he doesn't have to worry. Havertz's movement also a worry, because after the first goal, you know Saka can find Havertz and Havertz can win the header. So he has to come. Gomez had to come with him. That's why. That movement, they're probably thinking Erdegaard can watch that movement. Saka probably then keeps going, maybe finds the pass, or keeps driving and looks to go far post, which might not go in. But instead, Havertz makes the movement. Saka beats Uri, and then classic Saka left footer, bang. 2-0. That's game over. It's a magnificent finish. But again, nothing that we've not come to expect from Bukayo Saka, the star boy of the Gunners. One issue, however, for Arsenal was the transitions. They were absolutely awful. How they concede? Obviously, Villa made some wonderful saves. Wolves missed a lot of chances. So let's just get this up here. So Wolves played 4-2-3-1. Obviously, losing now was a big deal. But they really didn't show it. Arsenal didn't help themselves at times either in this game. They should be thankful for Saka in this game, because he did literally carry them for both goals. I don't see that Arsenal winning that game without Wolves missing their chances and Saka not being in the game. Sounds stupid to say, but you put anyone else there, they don't score those goals. And yeah, let's just talk about the transitions. So I think the big two ones were actually defensive and attacking. So I think in the first half, I think Wolves had come on really strong and had put a lot of players up, obviously looking to score. Arsenal managed to get the ball away. I think in this area, I think Rice had dropped in here. So let's just do that. So they spread out, and I think you can tell immediately what the issue was here. So I think Martinelli was here, Saka was here, Erdegaard, Rice. I think maybe it was like that. All I could see was this sort of area where Rice Havertz dropped. Might have brought the centre backs with him, and nobody made a single run into this sort of area. In transitions, when you have a player dropping to get the ball, someone needs Saka or Martinelli or even vice versa. Someone needs to try and attempt to make that run in, because once the centre backs come on, they're attached. They're not going to drop off because they want the ball. Wolves don't drop back. Wolves pressed. They pressed really well. They deserved a point from this game, at least. And also didn't help themselves in these situations. In this situation, if I'm Mikel Arteta, I'm telling Saka or Martinelli, one of them, Just make that run in. Because then Havertz can get the ball to Rice, Erdogan or Partey. And what can he do? Fire that ball in. They'd get closer and closer, yes. Saka could still drop, make a run, let's say even deeper into this sort of area, make sure he stays on side. Martinelli could make a false run here, dragging this player out even further, making space for Rice, creating more and more space. Ultimately, just to make them believe you're playing down this area, when all it was just a simple pass here. Saka could have been in. Martinelli could have made that move also. I know it seems hypocritical, me speaking, when I'm looking at a screen, and the real life pitch is much bigger. But this is what could have killed Arsenal. Because Wolves knew that. They knew that they could push up. Because the striker, no one else is making those runs. Saka was sort of in this sort of area here. Let's just spread this out to make more sense. Saka was like here. I think Martinelli was about here. Maybe a bit deeper. But it was like this. Like, why not? Like, why wouldn't I think that once Havertz drops into this area, one of these players can make these runs? They're not. It's not like they're slow. Especially when it comes to Martinelli was against Matt Doherty. Martinelli had the pace to get into that sort of area, and he could finish. He might not have had the best season last season, but his ability and his speed, he should have been making that run. I think Arteta will talk to him about that. One of them has to be making that run. If you're going to play this 4-3-3 and you're going to have Havertz drop into this sort of space, try to get to the ball on the transition on the counter, to get on it, maybe turn and try to play into these wide areas. Okay, let's say you want to leave Saka wide or Martinelli wide. Let's just say Saka's wide in this case, right? He's like standing here, looking to make that run in behind the fullback. Martinelli needs to make that run into the middle. He has to. That's where the space is. That's where these Wolves centre-backs have abandoned. You've got one fullback occupied. The other fullback is sticking with this player. There's no one marking this space. Havertz, all this midfield has the ability to get the ball into that sort of area. This is Arsenal. They play a really good passing game. Telling me, you can't tell me, let's say if it gets to Party, or even let's say it somehow messes up against the Saliba. Saliba could absolutely take a touch, move up, and Martinelli or Saka can make that run in and fire it into that gap. But instead, what did happen was, as soon as Havertz dropped, they were on him. So they just pushed and pressed and did a brilliant job, Wolves did. As soon as the ball in, bang, took it away. Then came the counter-attack, ball in across. Brilliant save from Raya here, where the ball gets across. Strand Larsen hits it, gets across to the body. Raya manages to just get his hand to it and save it. Could have been 1-1 really easily there. And yeah, what I think we can take from this is Saka or Martinelli need to start making these runs in behind when Havertz drops. Whoever plays striker, Havertz or Jesus, or whether they buy a striker, someone needs to make that sort of run. Even Erdegaard, if these two are going to stay high and wide, Erdegaard needs to make that run from deep, or at least threaten to make that run. Because when you have no one in that space, they're not going to stay there. They're going to follow you because you're the player they're supposed to be marking. They're going to follow you wherever you go. And that's what Wolves did. They just followed and took the ball off Arsenal constantly. And I think on the other transition, I do believe. Let me just get this whole side back to the other transition that Arsenal having trouble with. So let's just get this back. Get rid of that. So yeah. So I think this is a defensive transition where Arsenal are trying to play out and Partey makes, I think, the move here and gets the ball. No, sorry, it was Saliba, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Saliba. So obviously goal kick, you know how it goes. Arsenal play really wide. The Wolves press. Saliba across, he gets the ball, loses it to Mateus Cunha, who just hits it straight out wire. Obviously that's a simple mistake, but that seems to be the issue for Arsenal, is the transitions. As good as a team that they are, and they're very good, they're fighting for the title this year as they were last year and have a better chance, I do believe. They need to figure out their transitions. When they're in areas, when they're in this sort of area here, they struggle way too much. It's like as soon as the ball gets here, like someone needs to do something, can't just play normally. Like they get the ball here and it's like, oh, there's pressure, what do I do? And they lose it. Or let's say in the occasion where Havertz gets in, okay, I've done it, now what? Like Havertz has dropped, what are you gonna do now? Like he's in the middle, okay. They don't know what to do now. Like they're a very good team, but when they're in trouble, I think they just freeze. And we saw a lot last season, where teams that were able to push them keep a really high line. This sort of area here, I think including this sort of area here, they had so much trouble. Go watch, I think Aston Villa games are the best example, where Aston Villa kept a high line. They were pressing Arsenal. They just kept pushing and pressing, and they made it focus on this area. Aston Villa aren't the fastest team, nor are they the most physical, but they knew that in this area, right? Emery knew that in this area, Arsenal struggled. Once they get the ball out to the wing, they're fine. Arsenal like playing in this sort of area with the hope they can get out to the wing and they can progress play through that. Therefore, they struggle when they don't have the option. When they're getting closed off into these sort of areas by defenders and midfielders who just press them and don't allow them to do that. Let's say, going back to the Havertz situation here, where he drops it and centre-backs follow, and Wolves just get really close and just don't allow any space at all. They didn't know what to do, so they pass the ball, loses it, ball gets out, cross over here to Schweinhausen, unlucky, but good save from Raya as well, very easily could have been 1-1. And the way Wolves are playing, they could have very easily made it 2-1. If I make Arteta in this situation, you need to figure out a way that you want to sort of help your midfield during these transitions. It seems to me they have a lot of board carriers, but not that many like accurate passes. That seems stupid to say, but I think Partey, I think is a great board carrier. Rice is a good passer, but better board carrier. I think Erdogan is the only one who can find a pass in these tight areas. Havertz the same, a really good ball carrier, very strong, great movement off the ball, but comes to passing, not the best. You need to figure out a way. What I think he'll do is probably try to use Gabriel and Saliba in situations. We did see, I think, for some chances for Arsenal, they had before they had Zinchenko and they had White, I think, high up, obviously dragging the wingers with them, creating space. And I think that's what we're going to do further on in the season. Whether it's Zinchenko, whether it's Calafiori, you can definitely see that Arteta wants these two to get out to create more space. So let's say in another game, this same thing happens again. Havertz drops, the ball gets to Gabriel, and it's the wide areas. Saka will drop in. Martinelli stays wide. Zinchenko got Sevilla. And then look, you're finally attacking that area now. The area that I highlighted earlier is now getting attacked. They've now got options in this sort of midfield area, in this sort of area, on the near halfway line. There's Saka in this area, Ben White over here, Zinchenko into this space, Rice making that gap. Havertz has made the pass, he's now getting back into that area. Early got in. Now you've got like, I don't know how many players you've got. You've got Martinelli, Zinchenko, Rice, Saka, Erdogan, and Ben White in this sort of area. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And obviously Gabriel and Saliba, great passing range. Probably just fire it into one of these players and attack that goal. That's what I think they'll do to solve this problem. I'd be really shocked if Arsenal don't play that way. I think Calafiori could also be great in this style of play. Obviously, I don't think he's as defensively sound as Gabriel, but much more attacking. You can definitely see a situation where, let's say against Liverpool or Man City, teams that press really high, that in these sort of situations, he'll be able to actually carry the ball, drag players out, and then you definitely see, let's say, Zinchenko dropping in, bringing the player, pass, Martinelli through, bang. You can definitely see that happening. Saliba also has that ability of dribbling. You can definitely see him doing on the other side as well. Arteta is probably going to use that later in the season, especially if he can get Martinelli and Saka on the same level. I think a lot of the time, one of them drops in, one of them gets ahead. I think if they can both sort of play on the same level and create a lot of space on the outside and the inside for others, with Calafiori and Saliba possibly carrying the ball into these areas, dragging players out, maybe making those third man runs in here, White running in, Saka making that run in, bang, and then just attacking that goal, getting closer, and then just going bang, finish goal. I guess teams that press high, you can definitely see that everything. Areas for improvement now. Arsenal, they're a good team. They really are. They got some top quality players that I really love. Odegaard, Saka, Saliba. You know, this is a team that came second and by a really short margin. I don't think there is many areas, but I do think that the areas of improvement, even if it's just a slight improvement, are not that surprising. I think CDM is an improvement that they've been looking to make. I think every club in the Premier League has been looking for a quality CDM. Because maybe Arsenal were in for Zubimendi, maybe, or they're in for Kone, or any sort of DM into these sort of areas. You can tell maybe striker, obviously. And these are the main two areas, obviously in the centre. And I'm also going to say right wing. With the way that Arsenal seem to be approaching games, attacking now with really tall players, getting into the box, whipping crosses in, there might be a need for Arsenal to get a right wing with a right foot. Obviously, you could probably play Leandro Trossard there. I don't even know. I think, what number is he? 14? I don't even know. Let's check quickly. What number is he? Leandro Trossard is number 19. You can put Leandro Trossard there, but I don't think he's as effective on the right as he is on the left. So I could see Arsenal maybe looking for, like, I don't really know many right wingers. There was Nusa, who I thought might be a good option. Tottenham interested in him. Looks big on RB Leipzig. And Kvaratskhelia, brilliant on both sides. But, might break the bank. Especially after the tournament that Georgia had in the Euros. But, a right winger, maybe. Striker, probably. CDM, I think is the biggest thing they need to try to find. As is every top club in the world. But what I don't think they need to improve on is their key players for this season. And I do believe that their key players for specifically this season are going to be Saliba, Ben White, Odegaard, and Martinelli. What I mean by key players is I think these four right here, their performances are gonna judge and change Arsenal season. These four, I think, have the most to lose or the most to gain from their performances. Saliba, obviously, top centre back last season, should be trying to do the same this season. Ben White, again, brilliant season, should be looking to do the same. Martin Odegaard didn't have the best season in terms of stats, but was brilliant altogether. You can definitely see him getting more goals and assists. And Martinelli, who didn't have a good season at all, should be looking to get back onto the goals and the assists this season. I don't think Arsenal have that many issues in this side, but I think when they do, I think it's often these four areas. I do think the right hand side, they are very strong, but if there's weakness on the right hand side, it can cost them. The guard in the middle, such a key player. When they lose him, they're done for. They don't have anybody that creative in this sort of area. Should have actually included that in areas for improvement. You get another creative midfielder in here, and Martinelli. There's almost no threat coming off the left for Arsenal last season. This season, in the last game against Wolves, the biggest threat on the left hand side was Declan Rice, making that late run into the box. Martinelli did have a chance. We had the ball here in this area and sort of hit over the bar. You need to be doing better than that in these sort of games. One chance is maybe all you have. Now teams take Arsenal really seriously, and players have probably just been marking him so tightly. You get a chance and you put it away. Either put it away or give it to someone else to put away. That's going to be a big thing. So with all of that said, where are Arsenal? Where do I think Arsenal are going to end up in the league? Now I'm shocking. Is it third? Liverpool didn't make any signings, but new manager, new system might work. Second again. Fourth? Are they going to drop off this season massively? Or are they finally going to do it after 1 year? Which Arsenal seem to make look like it's been 5 years for some of the performances. Well, my prediction is I like Arsenal as a team. I really like their play. They're a really tough team in any occasion. Against the top pressing teams, they're much better than against the low defensive teams. Obviously, still working on trying to break those teams down. The big men, obviously, corners, set pieces have been invaluable to them and will continue to be impressive this season. But unless they get DM, I don't really think they're gonna pick up the important points. I really do think that, and I am putting all this pressure because I don't think Partey's good enough. He's a good player on his day, but even against a team like Wolves, you know, just felt like too focused going forward defensively. You know, we didn't really do that much, and I just think that they don't have anybody for DM who can sort of take that pressure away from the midfield play and just sort of stick in that area. I think Jorginho, obviously, he was brilliant last season against, Liverpool, where they had that sort of player who could take the pressure and just sort of get around it and pass the ball. But defensively, he's not that good either. I know a lot of top teams are looking for number six, but this is quite stupid for me to say. When other teams have, a Rodri, Man United, they have Casemiro still on his day, top class CDM. Liverpool have Endo, who again is a really good CDM. I don't think Arsenal have that sort of destroyer in midfield. Partey can definitely be it, but I don't think he is one right now. Jorginho really isn't. You know, I don't know who they could get, but if they could get someone in here who can sort of help play and stop it at the same time without having to, move forward of the pitch or move back to the pitch to let that happen. He can stand here, he can win the ball back, he can stand here and play attack football. Just the CDM who is capable of looking opponents in the eyes, telling them he's going to go one way, going that way, getting past them. A confident CDM, I think that's what Arsenal need. They can find one, they're going to be absolutely fine. If they don't get one, which I don't think they will, I think second is where they're going to end up. So I think that's going to be the video, and next time I'm going to do Bournemouth. Let's see where they're going to be without Dominic Solanke, and maybe with one of the best goalkeepers in Europe this year. See you then.